you're on Friday Double Bill. This is the segment where we'll be reviewing the Hollywood releases of this weekend. The first one coming up is called Fury.
If you think it can't get worse, it can, and it will. The dying's not done, the killing's not done. I promised my crew...
Fury, directed by David Ayer, is a film set during World War II. In April 1945, as the Allied forces make their final push into Germany, a battle-hardened army sergeant named War Daddy, played by Brad Pitt, commands a Sherman tank and her 5-man crew on a deadly mission behind enemy lines. Outnumbered and outgunned, and with a rookie soldier thrust into their platoon, War Daddy and his men face overwhelming odds in their heroic attempt to strike at the heart of Nazi Germany.
In the water. All we got is you.
Well, Fahad, firstly, it's a war film. And I can't remember the last time I watched a really good war film that was also that weekend's release in the theaters from Hollywood anyway. Well, Bollywood doesn't do too many of those in the first place. And I think one of the beauties of a really good, gritty war movie is, in fact, it's opposite of an action film, in the sense that all deaths count. You can see the misery, you can see the realism, you can see the brutality, and somehow the other, and I think that's one of the reasons why all war films turn out to be anti-war movies. And so far as that genre goes, I think this is as good as it gets.
Oh, completely. I mean, really, after, Saving Private Ryan, this is up there with the best of them. Just a really beautiful meditation on the fatuousness of violence and these little moments between fantastically staged war scenes, which you would naturally expect from a film of this caliber, but moments of quietude when they have a little respite from battle and holding on to little vestiges of humanity. I think Brad Pitt delivers a performance of a lifetime. Yeah. Just beautifully nuanced performance as this really battle-hardened sergeant who has to drive his men to kill, because if they don't kill, they will get killed, and it's one of those maxims of war. The fact that he's been a war horse, and ever since Rommel, he's been fighting Rommel with his tanks. And don't forget, that the German panzers are far more effective, they're far more powerful killing machines.
Well, talking of the OMG or the oh my God moments from this movie, which would have to be the best scenes that I thought, kind of drew me into the film itself. I think as a war film, most of the times, most of those movies anyway, are too obsessed with the soldiers and people dying or people killing each other. I think this was that one, rare war film that I saw where they actually enter a civilian's home. They enter a civilian's life because, this is that, the armored group that actually enters the city and therefore has access to a home, and suddenly, the genre changes so far as I was concerned. Fahad, I think the fact that you could see these two German women who live there, then the Allied forces who enter, and some of them have been dehumanized, some of them have been humanized. There's decency, there's also indecency, and the fact that soldiers are talking to civilians or the families of the same armies that they go and kill on a daily basis. I thought that just really struck me as a very, very different kind of film just for that scene itself.
Absolutely, Mayank, and I think that, in that very scene itself, the Brad Pitt character, who has only very earlier in the film, got a young rookie to shoot a German soldier dead in the back, and you think he's been dehumanized, but he brings this, 6 eggs, fresh farm eggs that he's obviously got from somewhere, and he asks that German woman to cook it for them. And they sit around the table, and you think this is going to get into the territory of rape and violence, but in fact all this man wants is to just be able to sit down, have a little bath, have a bite to eat. And I think these kind of great moments in cinema that will probably stay with you forever.
Well, I can understand, Fahad, that both of us are fixated on that one scene in this film, because that's really what turns this from just being another war movie to a film that deals with human lives, the film that deals with also civilian lives, because they're all affected in the case of war. Of course, we're talking about World War II. That was many, many years ago, and lots of films have been made on that subject. But it's great to see the same technology being used to make an even better film, to see Brad Pitt in a fantastic performance. The premise is roughly the same. You see a lot of war movies movies where there's a rookie who enters and how it turns from a human to a machine, to a killing machine as it turns out. So in that sense, there's nothing new. But hey, I had a lot of fun watching the movie. I think I would watch it in the theater. Well, I have watched it in the theater. I think you should watch it in the theater.
Absolutely, Mayank. You know, and unlike Roar, which used CGI effects to no good use at all, David Ayer here has used it in such a way that it's imperceptible, and you have these incredibly mounted, it's all tones of, you know, brown and mud and gray, and it's that kind of bleak landscape, and you have this most amazing you know, battle scenes with the tanks. All of that is just great filmmaking and a great humanity that has been brought to this. Please watch it as soon as you can in the cinemas, because you need to watch it in the way it was meant to be seen.